Thank God for the opportunity, first and foremost. Without that, would I be here? Yeah, think about that before you start talking shit. But let's get to it. I focus on and I speak about the man woman dynamic relationship, so on and so forth, because without that being repaired, there's no way we can get to the next step because we don't even get along with each other. We don't understand each other. So therefore, we can't even get into addressing the things that affect us all, our government, our legislation, our the the parties that be that are in control of our wages, how much things cost, people who create the military have information we as the regular people don't know nothing about. What's in our air, what's in our food, what's in our water. We don't get privileged to that information. So that's a vast, big situation that I can't even broach it because we can't even agree that man and women are different. We look for different things. We're not the same. We may like to be with one another. Some of us like the opposite sex. A lot of people are turning into I like anything, I am anything. I'm not a man. I'm a fucking a woman that's 8. You're like, bro, what the fuck's going on here? But I'm gonna let this young man cook. I don't know his age, but he gonna cook. I'm just giving you a little touch of, and it's stemming from the situation with the woman claiming some black men stood around while a man hit her with a brick. Let's just let him talk.
It's too early for comments like this. The oil ain't even soaked into my face. If there's one thing I've learned about this entire situation, bro, some of y'all just want to be right. And I'm going to say the thing that nobody else wants to say because nobody else is going to say it. You guys created this bed. I'm sorry. Y'all made this bed. This is a direct product of how y'all treat us. And I'm going to explain. You guys will invest so much of your time into expressing to the world how much you hate and dislike black men. And then expect us to turn right around and play Captain Save-A-Ho for you, because if we're not playing Captain Save-A-Ho for you, somehow we're not men. Why in the hell would I jump in the middle of a street fight for somebody that hates me? If we are just these useless ass bullet bags that y'all paint us out to be, gang, and y'all don't need us and we're useless and all this extraness, why are you then turning a whole new leaf when somehow you need somebody to rescue you from a situation that you put yourself in? I want y'all to understand, if somebody is drunk and they're outside the club trying to force their way into the club and the bouncer is not going for that, and the bouncer is giving this man chances to just walk his drunk ass away and he don't want to do that, he's going to get slammed on his face. And nobody's going to feel bad for him whether he's drunk or not. Why? Because he put himself in that situation. But if I say that, y'all will turn around and deflect and be like, oh, you're saying that she deserved to get hit with a brick? Even though obviously I didn't say that, and obviously that's not what I'm saying. But instead of acknowledging the facts, that's where you guys will twist it around to. It's never a productive conversation with y'all. Nothing is ever productive. You guys got up faster than an Oklahoma drill to blame us for something that didn't even happen in America. All y'all heard her say was black men standing around her, and you immediately thought of us. It didn't even happen here. That's the part that I'm on. Then when news is coming out that, oh, maybe she started this whole situation, then it's a bunch of different deflections. It's, oh, we're not protected. It's like you expect, why do you shit on, okay, think about this. I want you to understand something, right? I do not talk crazy about the U.S. military. Do you want to know why? Because if some other country decided to come over here and take my shit, the only thing standing between me and them is the U.S. military. That's why you don't see me up here talking crazy about the U.S. military. I'm going to need them to save me if it come down to it. And because of that, they get a default level of respect because of that. And let me show y'all how far y'all have gone to even double down on this idea, right? You will literally call a woman that does not agree with your hatred of men, black men specifically, a pick me or a pick Misha or whatever the hell that is. Because somebody black men as much as you do, you dislike them. Like, do you understand how much you gotta hate somebody to even have that mindset? You hate us to the point where you don't even want other women to like us, bro. And you expect us to put on our shiesty and come in guns blazing in a situation that don't got nothing to do with us to save you. Make it make sense somewhere. And out of the 3 minutes of factual evidence that this video is, you'll still somehow find a way to call me a misogynist, right? You'll still somehow find a way to call me a bigot. You'll still to say to the world that I'm less of a man and I'm not worthy of living. Like that, you'll still do all of those things. When it comes to what y'all wear coming out the house and y'all just respecting us and y'all just giving us simple respect. It's women don't owe you shit. Black women don't owe you nothing. Women don't owe you nothing, but we owe y'all protection. We owe y'all protection, but y'all don't, like, come on, cuz. You have to pick a side. You cannot continuously play both sides in this situation. Oh, I want this, but I don't need nobody. And you were supposed to be there to help me because you're a black man and I'm a black woman. So somehow that makes you obligated to save me from a situation that I caused. That don't make no sense. Y'all have to pick one. You cannot just continuously ride the fence because it fits your narrative and benefits.
Cooking, nigga. The young nigga was cooking. Grease on high. On 500. Yes, not oven. The out this bitch. Fuck is you saying? Fuck is you talking? Niggas is big weird.
Today, the ones that got to deal with it. All I'm saying is, when y'all get the pushback, when y'all want support, don't come back saying, how come y'all don't protect us? How come y'all not on the same team as us? I'm cool with it. As long as y'all understand that whatever, because the thing about it is, it's a package deal. You're not going to be able to separate the two, right? On one hand, you're going to say, well, we're not competing for the same men. But then on the other hand, you're going to advocate against how it is that they participate in your sports. What I'm saying is that when you open the door, you open the door to the whole thing. You don't get to separate the two. You don't get to do a la carte. You got to do the whole meal. And so
why can't we separate? Why can't we separate them? Island and I are talking about we the same. So how? I don't understand.
See, the thing that you and Q were debating, what Q was saying, in my opinion, is correct. But what Q is also doing to discredit what it is that she's saying is that she's saying that I'm not tripping about this, that, and so. I'm only tripping about how it is that y'all can compete in our sports and this and that. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to be all the way for it or you got to be all the way against it, you can't be in between or whatever your stance is, because it all comes as a package deal. But for me as a man, and what I advocate for a lot of dudes do, just like Comfort is, she got her perspective towards it, I say let her have it. You're never going to get me arguing with a woman about what's in her best interest when she's arguing against it. And so the only way that women learn in this particular instance is you have to let them go through it and let them deal with whatever consequences that come along with it. And so, cool, you got it. You don't think that it really matters? It doesn't really matter what it is that we say. You can have it. I'm never going to argue with you about it.
I mean, I only talked about sports, so I didn't know what part you got regarding I was agreeing with.
And this ain't no problem. But see, this is not a problem for men. For straight men, we don't give a fuck because we're largely unaffected by it. We ain't never gonna worry about a woman coming into our bathroom and tripping, because we gonna look at her and we gonna be like, yeah, listen, she can act like a tomboy, but that's a bad bitch, and I fuck the shit out of her. We not tripping off of it.
But y'all don't care. Y'all don't care if trans men are going to wrestling with y'all little girls. Y'all should care.
No.
Men care about that. Y'all look at
We're not worried about a woman coming in and taking over our fucking sports.
I don't want to get into semantics, but
when you see LeBron
biological woman, trans females,
LeBron James come in and dunk all over y'all fucking head,
yeah,
it's cool. I'm with it. All I'm saying is, whatever it is that y'all rocking with, y'all deal with it. This situation ain't got nothing to do with men. I'm never gonna argue with
I've
you
never
about
had this perspective before, but
Yeah, let's go to the video. Because this is where it stemmed from. It stemmed from this video. Start from here.
I mean, when the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods, you don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person, but as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like,
What?
What's a cis woman? What's that mean?
I think that's straight. Naturally born woman. Oh, not straight.
Yeah, this is just referring to like biological women.
Yeah. And then this is a little clip that just had the combo just said to that, and that's where all of this kind of stemmed from the previous video.
who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? Biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is stop talking out your fucking ass? Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the keepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never ever get. You'll never be that.
But see,
when y'all say who's asking y'all to be able to stand, she just did. She just did. But what I'm saying is, I ain't gotta worry about me having this part of the conversation. Y'all got it.
no, right, what I'm gonna say here is like, yeah, there's a clear disagreement here, but I don't think both sides are necessarily pinpointing it, right? So, like, I think, and you know, like, if we take what she's saying just full up, like,
What?
that doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, cis women own periods, right? Like, nobody's disagreeing with that. I think what they're saying in that sentence is that they regard like transgender men who are biological women, right? Just so we're clear about that, who still have periods as men. So by their political ideology, they see transgender men as men, and they still have periods. So that's where the disagreement is. But if you look on the other side, she's not wrong either. She just rejects the premise, and she just hasn't acknowledged it. Is that kind of like, do you know what I'm saying?
Reject what premise?
So the premise is like, okay, so like from the left wing side,
What
like
are
a
you
trans
talking
man
about?
is a man, okay? And a trans woman is a woman, right? Like obviously you disagree, but that's what they think. So a thing that trans men still go through, like biological women, is a lot of them still have periods. So when she's disagreeing with that, saying cis women or biological women don't own periods, she's trying to throw in that little asterisk saying, but transgender men have periods. That's what she's not saying. So when the other girl comes to the table and she says something like, what the fuck, like no one's speaking for biological women, well, she is, and she has a right to be upset, but the reason she's upset is because she rejects the premise and because the trans woman never sussed that out to begin with. That's what I
What is the premise? Like, when we get down to the brass.
Oh my God. I was born in 1982, to my knowledge. Reagan era, crack was going on, DARE program, 88 Olympics. Different shit in the 80s happened. For me, hands down, the 90s was the best time of my life. The 90s. 90s, nothing like the 90s. Every piece of technology that is of now to the utmost level was in the 90s. We had hit our stride. The 80s was heavy, but the 90s shit done picked up steam. Big steam picking up. Big acceleration boost. I don't know what fucking world I live in. I watched this shit change in front of my face. And for those who were born in this time, you remember coming up with a term called politically incorrect. politically correct, politically incorrect. It's like, I don't know if it was a conscious effort of people who have been picked on or bullied or some shit that just were sensitive than a motherfucker, who had power over the government or something, or of how laws and shit get shaped, which I just don't. If some shit don't apply to me, I shouldn't have to fuck with it. I got that right. But this world tells me I don't got the right to do shit that I want. And none of it requires me participating in shit that's harming nobody. This shit could be just by myself shit. Them folk tell me the police can just kidnap me and take me to jail. Because I can say, no, I don't want that for me. I haven't done anything that's egregious to the point to be treated this way. They'll say, I'm not my own person, I'm property of the state if I break one of their laws. But we're not punished by God's laws, statutes, and commands that this is how it go. You innately know right from wrong and doing some shit. You feel some shit in your soul. Yeah, that feeling. And I watch this shit go to shit. Where this world wants to live in a fantasy. These big ass events that hold all type of Cosmocon and this and all that type of shit. It's thousands and thousands of different groups of people that meet that don't want to live in the real world. The whole shit that they're going to do is not real world shit. So if they get sick, if they get hurt, if they car break down, if the flights don't make it, they're not gonna get to go. And they would be devastated that they can't go play pretend with a whole bunch of other people that playing pretend. But these people go to conferences and shit like that, they ain't go back to their life. They do other shit in the world, some of them, a lot of them. It's just their hobby to that level. I got hobbies. I'm not doing all that for it. No, I don't think I have hobbies. I have interest of shit that I do or don't do. I don't have a hobby. Just, I don't crochet or knit or dress up like some goddamn character on some show and go to another place where a whole bunch of other people dress up the same way, and we do what once we get there with each other? What is exactly what we here to do? We were inspired so much from a nigga who was doing drugs in his college dorm to come up with this cartoon or this show of fantasy, not reality. So that's the point, that this person on the end that looked like was coming off like they trying to look like a woman, but your voice sound like a whole nigga, is sitting here talking about trying to tell a group of panelists of men and women, because I guess this one is a man, a trans woman, which is a man by whatever. It's a man just trying to act like a woman. That's all it is to me. But this nigga trying to push a narrative of the bitch who was also what he is, a nigga acting like a female, talking about biological, regular, what it is women, goddamn, don't hold the key to periods. And having children and shit. What the fuck you talking about? Only women can have motherfucking children. It don't matter if that woman grow up and want to put on nigga clothes and do nigga shit and get a nigga haircut and get her titties chopped off and start taking goddamn testosterone and start start taking shit that make her estrogen levels drop. It doesn't matter, like The Rock fucking said. You're still a guy. Just because you're playing dress up and Decepticon, the bitch ass thing, that you're a fucking woman. That's why you still have a period. That's why you can still get pregnant, bitch. Unless you take some shit else to stop your period, that's the only way they gonna stop. And it ain't nan nigga who forget he a nigga and wanna act like a goddamn female. Pretend though, create what I want. Just imagination, where we at. Imagination station. Reading Rainbow was books. Imagine Station is in your head, and yeah. It wasn't just books, but it was something of substance to kids to develop their minds, not tell them anything is possible. You can float. You can be the trees. You can know who the fuck you can't. The tree is the tree. Fuck wrong with people. Don't nobody want to take shit for what it is. So they change into something else that's more comfortable to deflect. But colored folk done gone through all this shit in this country. For men of melanated people to say them fucking on the same sex or fucking on the same sex, opposite sex, the midgets, dismembering their body parts and doing all that shit, but it won't fight for damn right for colored folk around this bitch. But now they a letter community. What fucking community? Let's call it weirdos. Let's call it delusion, motherfuckers. Delusional fucks. Niggas don't want to be what they is. We giving predication for how people want to fuck on some sexually, that they gotta say so. A nigga gotta say so about what a nigga who likes women can say and do, and what the fuck? When we start? That's what I'm saying. Nobody's addressing it. It must be all the people of great power and wealth on some goddamn, because I don't know nothing about no goddamn community. I know man and woman because that's how children get here. So if the women that try to be niggas get with a man because she naturally attracted to men, but if she playing like she like a nigga, so a woman gonna go get a woman then. A natural woman is gonna go get another natural woman. She just dressed like a nigga and even, took all the shit, got surgery and everything. What if that woman that the woman go get dressed as a nigga be like, I want a baby, we want a baby? Is the woman that act like she a nigga gonna let a biological man fuck his woman to get the baby? Or is they still gonna need to go to a donor place and get a nigga semen? Because between two damn women, ain't no damn baby finna come from this. So you still need, it debunks the whole system of what y'all know what y'all doing don't really make sense, because innately one of you in that type of relationship, a female acting like a nigga getting a female, y'all gay. Y'all just gay then. Oh, I don't think I'm gay because he acts just like a man, and he know the fuck. If we hung out with this nigga, this female acting like a nigga, you would see vast difference of our behavior. Just because this bitch thinks she a nigga, this bitch don't know football, basketball. She never want to arm wrestle. She never want to get into no fisticuffs and get it going. She just a nigga playing, a female playing dress up. That don't change the fact that you ain't strong, nigga. It don't change the fact you just never gonna be anything more than a fucking woman. Not to say that's not the best thing in the world for you to be, but bitch, you trying to run away from it. Nobody's addressing. We used to just have to deal with what we had going on. Other thing and phobia for, bitch, what you doing ain't even necessary. We need motherfuckers to fix the world, not fucking on each other and all these alphabets. I'm this and I'm queer. And if you don't sit your ass down and go do something productive, go plant some plants, some vegetables and some fruit and some herbs, get some livestock. Can we do something productive? Fix these roads, get better programs for these children, better schools, better environment, better everything. Nope. You want to be gay as hell and play Pretendo, play Imagination Station out in the real world. You're not just going to the conference once a month, once a year, every few. No, you coming outside like, ain't I a female? And everybody sitting around talking about, oh yes, you are a female. I identify as. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. Keep that shit to yourself, nigga. I as a pimping ass that take money from men, women, and children. You gonna give me your money just cause that's what the fuck I want? See, you identify some shit that ain't got nothing to do with that. You wanna fuck on something. You wanna be weird. It's all about some sex. Niggas' sexual preferences more than what the fuck we need to be doing for the whole. Now you selfish. And black folk done come too goddamn fucked up in this country, have no rights still to this day for we losing our people to being I'm a sissy, I'm a nigga bitch, I'm a dyke hoe, I'm like bitch, I'm a stud, Wherever you don't go on somewhere, a stud, you a bitch that still have periods under them boxes. What is you talking about? Like, why are you trying to pretend like you're not a bitch? Because you got a sports bra? Because you got a temp fade? If you find a nigga will knock that ass down, you see niggas is knocking down fat sloppy hoes out here, ugly bitches. I'm talking about everybody see what's going on. Bad eczema, teeth a mess, hygiene off. Niggas is still hitting that bitch. They will hit you like butch hoes and bring you back to life, back to reality. Back. Fuck wrong with you, man? You're playing Pretendo in the real world, and niggas that really got something to say about it is silence. Talking about each his own. It ain't no each his own. What the fuck we want? We not respected in this country. Millionaires of us it is, niggas who got nice cars and got land, that's them niggas. That's like 8 niggas. Shit, when you really put the scale of how many melanated people in the last 100 years have really been getting money, making a difference. No, nigga. It's millions of us. It is not millions of black or melanated people, male or female, young or old, wealthy, rich, family, generational, colored folk. And they fight more for niggas being weird and playing Pretendo, Imagination Station in real life than the shit, our drinking water, our schools, our health care. All this shit don't get addressed because I bet something on the ballot on what you can say about a sissy, what you can say about the pump, what you can say about why are we even talking about this shit. If you don't keep that shit inside somewhere, I'm gonna make it against the law. That's what I wanna do. Y'all made niggas got hung. Man, niggas got so much egregious shit done to them for being what they couldn't hide. Al Harrington, I believe. Not the Al something from, but he's a comedian. He basically said, he was talking to a crowd and he was like, well, all you gotta do is shut the fuck up. You know, who gives a fuck? If you shut the fuck up, what would be going on? He said, shit, if I could hide the fact that I was black, I would. I wouldn't say shit to nobody. But I can't hide that. But you forcing, what he said was forcing your fugaziness upon us. Like, you forced us to have to realize your made up shit matter just as much as the makeup of what the fuck I innately was born. That's you were born heterosexual. Is that the wrong way, motherfucker? Cause your way ain't gonna create no people. That's all all that other shit y'all talking about, where the people gonna come from? So to me, we go back to whoever implemented this had to have power beyond the normal everyday person to push an agenda for human control. Birth control, human control, all the, birth control pill, give out condoms so now they can have sex without having any babies. If we invoke having sex and hyper, stimulating that drive, will open up the dopamines of they're gonna be constantly needed, they're gonna want it, which is gonna lead to problems and death. So death, disease, struggle, pain, all the shit that come with it. Can we control the population? Their population as well. They don't want black people to produce. So when you got all these so-called black people talking about they gay, they bisexual, they this, they're participating in population control. They're not gonna have no children. They will adopt. What are you talking about? Why do you have to adopt? Why can't you just have a child like you fucking was made to do? Woman, man, with a woman. The fuck you talking about? Why are you trying to do some different shit against God's will? That's the point.
Down to the brass
I
tacks.
put a lot of words. I want to type it out. Sorry.
No, that's cool. I understand exactly what you're saying. When we get down to the brass tacks of it, in reality, these are men that are dressing like women. No matter how you spin it, no matter how we want to dress it up, no matter how many words we throw on top of it, these are men that are dressing like women and then want us to cover our eyes and say, well, we don't really pay attention to the biology aspect of it. We don't pay attention to the science. The only thing that we pay attention to is how it is that you choose to identify. Now, how is that any different than me identifying as a white man?
So there's a lot of differences because we're talking about gender and race, but let me come at this at a different angle. What she's trying to say in that statement isn't that she thinks that trans women own periods. She's trying to say that trans men do. And
wait,
that's why she doesn't agree.
How do you get that from that? Because if that's a trans woman is someone that was born
She's saying that naturally born women.
Yeah, someone was born a man and becomes a woman.
Yeah, because regardless.
To men, they still.
But if it's
exactly,
born a man, isn't she talking from her perspective?
Like, look, there's a whole movement of trans men that look like men, and on the left side of things, they're trying to normalize the fact that these trans men still have periods. It's weird or it's different. I don't necessarily.
It's weird because
even in the context of this video, it makes sense. Why she doesn't
even to that point, it's still it's still a cis technically. You're born a woman, and that's the whole point. Natural born women on periods. Regardless of if you're now a trans man, you were born a woman, and those are the only ones that own periods. So
But how do you get
I'm just
that?
trying to point out that she said it, is what I'm saying. I'm not
How
trying
do
to
you
defend the
get
point.
that
I'm just
from
trying to
what
focus on
she?
that.
But Neve, how did you get that from what she's saying when it's coming out from a trans woman? It's coming
Like,
from
look,
that means a trans woman is a person that was born a man, right?
okay, so let's say I'm saying that. Okay, let's say I said that statement. So what was the
Oh
statement
yeah,
again?
you
Like,
say that statement. You said
That
that statement.
cis
You
women
have
don't
no
own
right.
periods.
You born with
okay,
a
but
strong.
listen, like,
You have no right to tell me what a woman is or that who deserves a
totally,
period.
absolutely. But what I'm saying is that the point isn't actually focused about trans women. It's actually trans men. So what I'm saying here is this, that
What
okay,
the fuck
if
are
I
we
said,
talking about, man?
like when I say cis women don't own periods, what I'm really saying is biological women don't own periods. Okay, that's what I'm really saying. So when I say that,
Who
if
owns
you
them
think that
then?
it's because I think that I can have a period, absolutely, I'm delusional and I'm wrong. But what she's saying is what she's not saying. She thinks that trans men or biological men and that they still have periods because they're men. Does that make fucking, I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but Neve, she didn't
Yeah.
say all that. So you might have the
No, I know. Like,
she didn't say all that, so that's why Jess came back and said what she said. Because she didn't say all that, and we don't know what's going on in y'all's community to know from that standpoint at all. So
I think regardless of
There is
if
no
I'm right,
community.
I think that I'm trying to provide not necessarily a justification, maybe a deeper understanding of what that mindset might be, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
wait,
she
wait,
really
wait. Why,
could
why
be
do we
wrong.
try to make this more complicated than it really is? I just don't understand.
because let's be
Because
honest,
I think that there's a statement that sounds really egregious that even I believe is outrageous, and I think that there's more to what's being said than what she actually said.
but
And I get that you could see that and think that I'm overcomplicating it, but I'm not. It's actually, it makes a lot of sense.
that's not the first time a trans has told women how to be women. Like a trans is not going to tell me how to be a woman or what I should do.
I don't know what she's telling you how.
No.
I
I'm
think
saying
she's trying to
not her. I'm just saying I don't think it's outlandish to think like she meant it a certain way because there's other trans that have came out and said something like that of that nature. So
Listen,
I'm not.
the fact of the matter is that whatever movement that y'all thought that y'all had got hijacked.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Whatever movement. Listen. The feminism movement hijacked the civil rights movement. Sexual liberation movement hijacked the feminism movement. The alphabet community movement is hijacking the sexual liberation and the feminism movement. So where y'all thought that y'all had some visibility and that people were fighting for your rights, now that it's all been hijacked because the focus is not on y'all anymore, it's focused on the rights of people that think differently than what it is that you think when it comes to the biological woman and the biological man.
And it's all black women's fault.
That's the brass tacks of it. The reason why a lot of women are complaining.
That's crazy.
Because the thing that they think is meaningful for society to focus on is no longer about them. It's going back to men that then identify or dress just like you.
Black women fight for everybody. That's the problem. We want to fight for everybody, including black men. To act as if it's only one group that we fight for and has hijacked things
What
and the
black
focus
men
is
you
on
fight for?
is disingenuous. We're always at the
What do
bottom
you
of the
fight?
totem
Okay,
pole.
when you fight for
Like,
everybody.
I just think I mean, if you don't want to, as a man, you are frustrated because you tried to tell these women and now we're in a conundrum and you don't want to, that's fine. Like I said, I mean, it's fine, whatever, right? But I just think it's silly to act as if now, well, y'all got it, y'all on your own, when black women are still going to be the same ones to fight for the same black men that are now y'all are good on.
Black women never fought for black men. Stop it.
That's
What are you talking about,
black
man?
men. That's why it's so easy.
That's why y'all are in the predicament you're in, because black women put you there?
I know y'all, because straight black men are winning at the highest level. Listen, y'all still most too old. No, let's really cut the shit. Y'all
No,
most
good luck.
too old, the
They're
most
doing
in
great.
debt. You still at the bottom of the totem pole as far as y'all earnings. Y'all have shit. y'all don't own anything. You don't have any rights. You don't have any protection. Anytime y'all highlight, no, I'm absolutely right. Anytime y'all highlight it, listen, y'all need us more than y'all ever have, and y'all just continue to shoot yourself in the foot. And I'm not talking about you as an individual. I'm talking about you as a collective. As a
I know.
You need us more than you ever have. You have nothing without us except for a bunch of debt, in which you then continue to empower yourselves to vote people in office that don't even got your best interests at heart. It is incentivizing you to continue to break up your family instead of doing the thing that's in your own best interest. There is no other group that is more divided when y'all talking about y'all fighting against yourself. There is no other group that is more divided. No other culture is more divided than black women against black men. That is a fact. And it's not illustrated by how it is that y'all talk online. It's illustrated by your actions. Y'all are the ones that's more likely to get divorced. You're more likely to go have sex and have children by men that don't give a fuck about you. You keep on talking about
what men that don't give a fuck about us?
No.
Shut your ass up.
What men that don't give a fuck about
bottom of black men.
What
man,
stop
saying the
black
same
women
shit.
have children by the worst 20%.
What race are those black men?
There you go.
Oh, they're black men.
Did you hear what I just said?
What race are the men you're talking about that are doing so great in life, that don't need black women?
No other culture goes and get the worst of their race to go and have children by, except for black women.
And the men that leave the women or who don't do right by the women or down in the dumps, they have no role to play in it. It's just black women.
The majority of
black men are doing well.
Wedlock is black women. The majority of black men statistically don't have children out of wedlock. Is black
and
women.
They're married and doing well for their families and leading
they
homes.
Either they're single.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
It's not. Go look at the
statistics. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
I don't have to lie, and it's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's a statistic that you can actually go and look up. Most black men take care of their children. They don't have children out of wedlock. 80% of women that have children have them by the bottom 20% of men. That is a fact. So that means that you choosing wrong.
Okay.
But you still want to blame it on men, right? Like I said,
the men has nothing to do with it.
See, you should keep pushing that same
but
point.
We're gonna let y'all fucking drown in your own bad decisions.
These hoes let you say one word and it trigger their ass, and they can't let go and stop pushing that one fucking point. So so men don't have nothing to do. You hear what she keeps saying? What men did they pick? It doesn't matter if you picked another black man. You picked a nigga that don't give a fuck about you. But what race? She said that shit 4 to 5 times. What race is he? But what race is he? What race is he? What race is he? What about the character of the fucking man? You feel me? They rather be right and pushing an issue of blame game. I'm the victim. The man did me some type of wrong. How the fuck did he get around you? Who let him around you? Was he given a VIP pass and snuck backstage? Was he given a pass or did he sneak backstage? This bitch trying to push a narrative because somehow certain women are very triggered by you saying anything about women, blaming women for anything, because I guess she's been through something where she needs to stand up and fight for the rights of women, like she wish she would have fought for herself. Bitch, you made dumb, stupid ass decisions. Are you with your baby father? That's why you have a baby father and not a husband, not a nigga that's my best friend, at least if we're not married, whatever the case may be. That's where a baby's father come from, because a nigga don't fuck with you for real. You had a baby by a nigga that don't really fuck with you. Was that the plan? Was that your goal? That was the goal? I'm gonna bring life into the world with a nigga who don't really like me like that. That nigga get the hell on me in a second, boy. Damn, that's who you chose? No, it's not my fault. It's his fault. Who gives access to fucking? You do. That's all we need to say.
Decisions, and it's gonna be the most beautiful, glorious thing. And then you know what the funniest part, the cherry on top? Black women keep having this conversation about divesting as though another culture want the worst of us. Go, listen.
Who is talking about divesting?
If the worst of us want to remove themselves,
now you're going off the deep end. Because what are you even talking about at this?
See. Yes, I believe in verbal abuse. Then let's get into physical abuse. This dismissal shit that women do to men, talking over us, getting slick, getting sassy, being a smart ass, being goddamn combative as fuck, interrupting, all that shit, man. I'ma ask you one time on it, cause you supposed to fucking know better, and I'ma say all that. I don't know what tutelage you've been under. I wanna talk to your mama and them. If your father's still with us, did you have an older brother, older cousins, uncles, anybody? Cause if you did, and these motherfuckers was of substance and of good men and good standing, good principles and morals, they would have told you this ain't how you motherfucking conduct yourself, baby. Especially without a pistol, a knife, no hand-to-hand combat skills, no mace, no nothing. You have nothing, and you just talking slick-mouthed to a nigga. Now you online, so I guess that gives you that extra protection, but you hoes take it offline and you do this shit in real life. I would tell you, don't do that no more. When I'm speaking, I'm speaking. Wait till I'm done. Don't interrupt me just because you got something to say. I don't care if you got something to say. You can say it after I'm done making all my points. Well, I was gonna forget and you just kept going. Yes, I did. Thank you for having the cognitive brain to acknowledge what reality is. Yes, that's what the fuck's going on. That's what the fuck going on. I'm still talking and I ain't done. So what's popping? What you gonna do about it? You're not gonna do nothing. Cause it's just you giving respect. Deal with it. Like you deal with your period and all that other shit you deal with. Deal with it. If I didn't want to hear that shit, you deal with the white man. Tell you to do jump up, jump down, pay this, pay that. You owe this, you owe that. Oh, you do it though. But when a black man tell you something, there's so much goddamn rhetoric and talk back and so much trying to push your agenda because you just want to be fucking right. The need to be right because you wasn't right over here. You didn't get the opportunity over there. So I want to be right. And you get out of hand, you get beside your motherfucking self. And you put yourself at a disposition of somebody giving a fuck about you. Because niggas do not want to compete and battle with women. Something we're attracted to, something we want to adore and love on. We don't want to, if you combat with us, like, yeah, nah, I don't know about to deal with that shit. I go hang at the barbershop or on the block, you know, with the fellas or wherever the fuck you go, to the pool hall. I don't know where niggas go to kick shit nowadays. I don't hang with a lot of niggas, but I go there if I want to have healthy fun. Oh, the barbershop was a good spot, yeah, for sure. The barbershop with a good, you know, when niggas is in there, good mixture, 50s, 60s, down to 20s, good conversation. If I want a healthy back and forth of disagreements, I'll go do that. I don't want to do that shit with no woman. That's not your fucking place. That's all I be speaking like. Stepping out of place. It ain't my place to talk about woman shit. How you a period and what you gonna do about it and getting your pap smear and getting your physical and all that shit that go on with your lady partners. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to say to it. But you don't have nothing to say about how I naturally lead as a fucking mammal male. I don't even got no alpha in it, nigga. It's just what it is. I'm not like you. Whether you want to fucking acknowledge that I'm a man or not, or you don't think I live up to a man, bitch, in the animalistic way, there ain't nothing gonna change that if I don't allow you to keep talking without physically doing something to you. That's why you're able to do what you're doing. That's the separation. well, I can do it too. That's what I'm saying, nigga. That's what you want to do, though? You want to compete against me to the death on something? On what you standing on? That's that deep for you. My respect is that deep for me. You talking over me is a form of disrespect. You repeating yourself over and over again. You getting loud on me is a form of disrespect. I take it as a challenge of, I don't want to this. I need you to cease and desist. You're not willing to cease and desist based off my words, then we can get into some gangster shit. That's what they would call it, but I would just call it some animalistic shit. I will bite you. I will scratch your fucking face off. I will headbutt you. I will pull a patch of hair out your fucking head. I will elbow shiv you. Knee. Liver shot. Break your fucking finger. Like, why are you acting aggressively like this with a fucking bigger animal than you? You're not lionesses. You're not the female animal that goes to do the hunting. Because you're a woman. So I identify as a lion. No, you don't. Not against the lion, though. Not against the pride. Ain't no group or even one motherfucking female lioness ever challenged the fucking male leader of the pride to the death. Only an outsider would. And when the outsider come in, for all the ladies who believe in this stepdaddy ass culture, that if you want a lion man and you a lioness, if you really want to say you a lioness, you understand when you have children with a goddamn pride leader, and that pride leader go up against a young up and coming lion that's wandered away and made his own path, and he faced your pride leader and he killed your pride leader, he also kills your cubs. Because you can't have any children that if you got them, and he fucks you to have his own. You still want to be a lioness? Because that means killing your children off from that other nigga so you can have this new nigga's babies. Because we mark our territory. That's how you mark your territory with a woman, fellas. Children. It's not anything else. It's no other marking other than that bitch, I came in her and she had my seed. That's how you mark your territory. Did you want to go against that? That doesn't sound like it for you. That doesn't fit the narrative in which I would. Ain't the only reason why we here is that we supposed to get nuts and come and have an orgasm, and we supposed to this to shut the fuck up or get hit with something. All that freedom to talk and run your mouth and live in imagination station. You're not in imagination station. Look where we at, because no order. No order. You just acting like you a nigga, but ain't willing to deal with nigga problems. Nigga activity. Niggas get active. You get poppy and talking. Oh, and for every woman, I know a bitch that'll fight, and I know a bitch that'll get beat up by a nigga, because she's not fighting the niggas I'm talking about. It wouldn't even be a fight. It's people that will straight smoke a bitch and won't even look up if that bitch even raise her voice wrong or say something slick and crazy to a nigga, because he don't play by the disrespect. There ain't nobody who can tell a motherfucking man who been disrespected how he should go about it. You should be hit instantly. I would, if y'all wanted to be a butch dyke hoe, since y'all respect that, that's who need to beat up black women who get sassy, run their mouth, talk shit, threaten, put black men in bad positions. They should be hit in the mouth, beat up a few times. See if that changes the temperature of the, you know. Are you still so sassy, or are you looking for big butch coming out the cut on your black ass? With all that sass, nigga, you ain't been hit, you ain't been touched up, you ain't been sore for a few weeks, nigga. Not able to eat good. You be like, come way round this bitch. But, or you could just act right. Telling that man.
At the fucking bottom of the barrel of the women that we don't know. Like they don't choose y'all. And if they do, God bless them. We don't give a fuck. Like, listen, that's like my kid running away from home telling me what it is that they gonna do and having a slip lip as they walking out the door. No,
At this point, you talking about a conversation you had with another person. Because then nobody talking about that.
I'm talking about the culture.
No, you're not.
Yes,
You're not
I
talking
am.
about the culture.
Yes,
I
You're
am.
not talking about the culture.
I am absolutely.
No, you're not. You're taking an opportunity to try to
And this is why
and shit on black women. And congratulations. Good job.
This is why
Well done.
trans people, the
Well done.
government,
No, well done.
the government, and every other cultural
Excellent
group
job.
that separate themselves is gonna mollywop y'all ass. At the end of the day, y'all gonna be at the bottom. You're gonna be the first ones to suffer.
Yeah.
The first ones to go. And we gonna laugh at y'all ass because single
That's
black
good.
men, single men that are
That's
winning,
good, black man.
single
Good
men that
job.
are successful
Shut your
winning,
whole ass.
they
Good
are
job.
like, they have
Good
a
job.
litter
That
that
condescending. See, she keeps
Good
saying,
job.
how many times has she said it? Look
Good
at
job.
look at the
Good job.
repetitiveness.
And just because you say
Look
good
at
job
the-
don't mean nothing.
look
Like
at
the
the
reality is still the
repetitiveness.
truth. And when we see LeBron James mollywop y'all ass, beat y'all ass inside of the octagon, when we see y'all continue to get fucked up on the side of the road and we don't do shit but walk by and call the police and say it's an assault over here, I'ma laugh. I can't wait for
That's
this shit.
right.
Y'all advocated for equal when it came to pay, but you advocated against updating family court laws. Every single decision that y'all
You're a
made,
liar.
y'all own best
You're a
interest.
liar.
Fuck
Look at
me. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying about that too.
Those are just lies at this point.
What? Listen. Just because you don't agree, don't make it any less true. And again, this is why I let Neve sit here and drag y'all across the whole panel tonight, because that shit is hilarious. It's funny to watch y'all suffer at your own demise and y'all don't even realize it's happening right in front of your face.
Well, I'm happy for you.
I'm happy. See,
I'm happy for you.
she keep pushing.
I'm happy for I'm happy for you.
Nah, see, why
I don't
you
feel like
should-
that I've been
saying it.
weaponized
You should be
whatsoever.
someone
Because I
like
can
the highest
address
level.
the individual problems and perspectives. I don't think there's some collective moral thing that we should be taking away from this. Because if I leave this conversation with anything, it's that Eileen and I can have we can have some pretty big disagreements and still fuck with each other at the end of the day. So I kind of reject what you're
Good
saying.
job.
And I don't think that
And y'all gonna still mollywop them at the end of the
I
day.
just don't think I think it's disingenuous.
I don't care what y'all call it. The truth is the truth. And the fact of the matter is, y'all manipulating women at large because y'all trying to convince them that y'all own their team just because y'all agree with them on some things. But in reality, y'all hijacking everything that was meant for them, that they thought that they was advocating for themselves, and it's actually not in their own best interest, and they don't even realize it because they think that y'all their friend, when in reality, y'all their enemies.
Why are you so comfortable with making generalizations? Like how many
Cause
people
hoe
have you
ass
met in your
nigga.
life
You a
that have,
nigga
shared
dressed like a
similar
bitch.
or opposing opinions to me
You a
that have made
nigga
you
dressed
feel
like
like
a
you could just
bitch.
make a statement like that?
Cause
The
I
very
just made it.
fundamental of what y'all represent is wrong.
Okay, so
You're
how do you
wrong.
know that I represent something that the next trans person does? You know what?
Well,
if
you represent
somebody goes and kills someone,
anything trans
if there's a
is
black
wrong,
man
nigga.
and he's a serial killer, I'm not gonna roll up to you and be like, yo, what's up with this black man killing all these people? Because you're not him. So why is it okay to throw all of us in the same like we are one big white guys, but we all share
You advocate for something on behalf
I'm
of
just
the
saying with the
culture.
generalization.
You advocate for something on behalf of the culture. You do become that, right? If I make an excuse as to why somebody shouldn't be held accountable, then I'm then a part of that culture. I'm embracing the thing that they represent the most, and I'm actually becoming a part of the problem instead of a part of the solution, right? If I don't hold accountable the people that's listen, you know what's so funny? We seen over the last 6 months more men dressed as women doing mass shootings, and nobody in y'all community actually advocated against it. We seen it in Philadelphia. Yeah, we just seen that shit less than a month ago. It was a black man that was, look at
He's trying to put your narrative. It's not fact.
Let's get down to it.
I think we can all agree that people
stop talking, whole ass nigga.
Black
Stop
man
talking, whole
in
nigga.
Philadelphia.
Stop
that
talking,
was
whole
trans
nigga.
woman
Stop talking, whole
that was
nigga.
walking around randomly shooting people, and y'all was fucking silent.
Let me just question, Eve. If it's 100% true,
No, hold on, Steve. Hold on. It was a black man dressed as a trans woman, and nobody fucking said anything. It was a trans man, a biological man dressed as a woman that went and shot up a fucking private school, and then y'all started having a protest about what it was that y'all was gonna be discriminated against because they identified it as such. Y'all didn't say shit. Y'all didn't say shit as a community.
Listen. Anybody shooting up a school is wrong. If a lot of trans people are doing it, there's a problem. But the fact of the matter is, the biggest demographic we have are mentally ill white men shooting up schools.
Yes.
So why do you think act like it's a big pandemic?
No.
Believe that
This is
shit.
the shit that we
You
see
live
in
in
the
a
world.
fucking dude.
No,
Like,
and see,
if
and
you
you
don't
know
think
what
that
the worst
it's
part
not
about
white
it is?
men, then you
You know what the
crazy,
worst
dude.
part about this conversation is?
The worst part of this conversation is that you proving the algorithm shit is real. You only hear what you want to hear.
See, the thing about it is that the one thing you're gonna find about me is that I'm objectively real on all sides, so I hold everybody accountable. including
But you
my
come to this
own.
Stop talking, bro.
When black men do shit, I bring them to the front of the congregation. I don't conflate arguments by saying, but this happened on that side. We talking about you right now. We're not talking about what we doing. We have our time. We hold women accountable, we hold men accountable, but when we start talking about you, you acting like two things can't be true at the same time. We talking about
literally because that is the truth. Because if a trans woman shoots up a school, that's one thing. But the reality is, the fact of the matter is that it's being done on a regular basis by fucking white wannabe Nazis and white nationalists.
We're not going for it.
If you don't believe that shit,
The last white mass shooting,
fucking black people do.
the last
It's a
white
fucking
mass shooting,
You just
the
denied
last
a fact
white
is
mass
ridiculous.
shooting
That's not a
was
good
a-
point.
was a white
Listen, you
man-
gotta ignore
was a white
the trans woman's calling you delusional because it's true.
The last mass white shooting was a white man that was dressed like a woman that went.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
But you don't acknowledge the trans person to you, that's a man. And you're proving my point. Mentally ill white men are shooting up schools. But you don't acknowledge them as women, right? You don't acknowledge them as trans, right?
It's always white dudes. Like,
You
just
know what
denying
the
that is
point of this
ridiculous.
whole conversation
It's
is?
all the same to
When
you.
it happens, right? It don't matter if they dress like a woman or not. It's gonna be either a mentally ill black man.
That's
or
to you, we
it's-
brought this point
it's
up
gonna
trying
be
to
a
act like
mentally
there's a
ill white
pandemic.
man. And it's a convenient way for them to be able to deflect from the truth. And the
The
truth
truth is that it's mentally ill white men. It's a fact. Like,
And
that's
this is
not
why
a good
we
point
don't-
to try to
and this is
discount
why-
trans women.
And this is why
Like,
you ain't
get a
never
different
gotta worry
point.
about us. And when we start defending y'all, this is the reason why you ain't
You
never
said you're
gotta
not
worry
defending
about
us,
You
so
haven't defended
why?
shit. You throw your own women under the bus. You did so like 10
own
minutes
women under the
ago.
bus?
You had a conversation talking about
Happily.
single black
Happily,
women.
with
Single
joy
black women
on
are
your
being
face. What are you
impregnated
talking
by
about?
black men. Why are they single?
I don't
Because
know.
men are bad enough to stick around.
You're conflating arguments.
There's so many
It's
dead
not
babies
conflating
fucking
arguments.
dead
You're just stating
there's no one to stick around for their kids.
Like,
Why
you
are they
literally
single
said
black
that out of your
women?
own mouth.
It's a difference between holding women accountable.
You didn't hold anybody accountable. You said you take joy in the
because
downfall
my
of black
life-
women. You said
My
that out of your
life
own
is a
mouth.
reflection of the thing that I
No.
advocate for.
No, you
I
didn't say that.
married
No,
for 19
no.
years.
Slapped in
You
the
were
mouth.
talking about that.
Slapped
You were
in the
talking
mouth.
about reveling
Slapped
in
in the
the
mouth.
downfall of black women. That's what you said.
Are black
No,
women.
that's not what you said before.
Everybody, almost 90% of the people that work for me is black women.
That's wonderful. You should have said that before.
What the fuck?
Why
Now,
are
now,
you
now,
throwing it
now.
under
No,
the
no, no,
bus?
no, 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 no.
Why are you throwing
That
it
should have
under
been
the
your
bus?
point before, that I employ black
You should have
women.
more
That I
respect for
support
black
black
women.
Shut the
women.
fuck
That I
up.
speak to a
Where did
beautiful
we
black
go
woman.
with
Not
shut
that
the
I
fuck
revel
up?
in the downfall of black women, and now you're
Look
trying
at
to
her,
walk
look
it
at
back.
her.
That's
Look
what
at
you said.
Now, what the fuck you doing for black women?
I'm a black woman. I live in this, I walk in this pen
What are
every
you
day. What are
doing
you
for black
talking
women
about?
since you wanted to
You
talk
trying to
shit?
walk back what you said before. It was said, it's recorded.
back
You
what?
said that. You was reveling in it. You was feeling good, pumping up your chest about the downfall of black women. That you're gonna love it when we just fall on our faces.
For black women.
Cut it out. Like, You said it. You feel bad that you said it, and now you're trying to walk it back because the next person called it out. That was sick, and it was disgusting, and you said it, and that's congratulations. Job well done. Like, job well done.
Be
Please.
specific. What am I walking back?
Please.
Am I walking back?
Anton,
You're walking back the fact that
you were in this conversation. Everybody heard it in this room. Everybody was quiet.
Now
You
you're
was
trying
on
to say
your phone, you
black
was shit, you was
women
talking
and
big
that your
dog shit,
wife's
you
a
were
black
pounding your
woman, but
chest
you
about
don't
black
like
women. You were happy about them being at the bottom of the barrel. You laid at the bottom of the were reveling in it, and you're just so happy to see them at the bottom and fall to the pit, and now you're talking about how you employ black women. You should have said that before. That should have been your point before. That should have been your point before, right? You was kiki and ha, and it's so wonderful, and I can't wait, and I'ma laugh, and I'ma call the police when I walk by you getting your ass beat. You said, so then why you fucking it back?
And let me tell you some other shit that I said. I said that if, let me add on to that.
Shut your stupid ass up. Don't tell me what the fuck to
You
do.
didn't say that, sir.
Bitch, stop talking.
I also said that if a black woman raised up her hand to me, I'd kick her in the titty.
You said it, and I said that
What
you
I'm
said
saying
it.
is that
you
when I'm
holding
saying
your turn, you were heading in one direction, and you went the other way, and now
Nina
you're
said that you threw black women under the bus. You said, no, I didn't. I employ black women. I married a black woman, but you didn't say that before. Your point before.
in order to get you,
That should have been.
say anything I don't want to say.
Okay, then I'm gonna say what it is that you said, and that's what it was.
But you ain't saying shit, hoe ass nigga.
And I'm happy for you.
Look at this nigga.
And I support you
Look
being
at this
able
whole
to say whatever you
bitch
want to
down
say,
at the
and
bottom.
I'm
That's a
gonna say
nigga
whatever it is I
dressed like a
want to say.
bitch.
You can't even hold it back because it ain't nothing feminine in you. You're showing your masculinity because
That is absolutely fine. The fact is you said what you said. You said what you said. Now you're trying to walk it back because you employ 20 black women.
talking about leadership, about
Now you employ 20 black women.
And I do. And it's a fact.
So you should have said that
employ black
before.
women.
That should have been your point before, not laughing at the demise of black women.
I'm gonna let you get your masculinity out, and then I'm gonna speak. Go ahead.
I said what I needed to say. I know you heard it too.
Because every time a man didn't give you,
women are masculine when they don't put up with the shit that men are saying. Always, right?
Look at you. Now you got your sister over here defending you. Y'all on the same page because y'all don't start talking until a man start talking. When we be quiet, they don't be quiet.
Because we're both going with the same bullshit.
This ain't bullshit. That's a bullshit. Shut your goddamn whole ass up, nigga. You a whole nigga. You don't need to be talking. You a female. Shut
That's
the
why
fuck
I'm
up.
happy because I think that God is having his way with y'all. He whooping y'all asses and he letting the devil have his way. Every single day that I see a woman step outside of her purpose and then she suffers for it, it's a lesson to be learned in that. Now, two things can be true at the same time. The women that work for me, they not like y'all. They operating in their masculinity. They operating in their femininity. They shut the fuck up when it's time to shut the fuck up.
Even if they're like us, if you employ them, they're never gonna tell you.
See? You're talking again. You're talking again.
You triggered? You triggered? Y'all want to talk?
You sound triggered.
Y'all want to talk again?
You sound triggered.
You sound triggered.
Different from the way we started the conversation.
I know y'all gonna shut the fuck up when it's up be quiet, so I'm gonna let y'all get it.
Edom and I are coming at this from two different angles, but we meet at the same point. The same point is you doubling down on some bullshit before you walked it back and threw black women under the bus. That's what we agree on. I'm not sitting here trying to say that I'm an advocate for black women, and I don't even think Edom's saying that. What we're saying is that you try to make it look like you're a leader for them, and then you threw them under the bus, and now you're posturing with the women you employ black women to try and prove your point, trying to say that you're moral. But you're not.
When did leadership have to be nice? When did leadership have to be kind? When do we have to coddle somebody?
We sussed it at the beginning, right? When we talked about indecisiveness and decisiveness. Did you not understand that when I brought it up? We talked about arrogance not necessarily being the good thing. That happy men and nice men aren't necessarily decisive. You still don't understand that you gotta run this back.
Do you want Anton to fluff it up? He's saying what needs to be said. The problem is a lot of women don't want to hear what needs to be said. They want it coddled in a ribbon or something like that. What he's saying is a truth. And he's saying to wake up black women. That's what he's saying.
Even here, What do you mean? She's still here. She's still listening. She don't want to hear that shit. She's still here. She's still listening.
She's not listening.
She's
She's
talking.
she doesn't want to
I
listen.
still hear. She's still listening. She's still talking.
No, I just have ears. Steven, whatever your name is. I'm sorry. I have ears. He said something in the heat of trying to be like the big dog who wanted to shit on black women. He wanted to take an opportunity to humble and shit on black women, right? And he took that opportunity and then decided that now when Neve called it out that he wanted to bring up the 20 black women that he employs and the beautiful black woman that he's married to, and that they're different from the collective, but the rest of y'all are shitting at the bottom of the totem pole. And I reminded him of what he said, and he tried to walk it back as if that's not really what he meant. It's just a learning lesson. No, you wanted to rebel. You literally said that you take joy in the fact that black women are at the bottom of the barrel. I want them to suffer. I want them to go through X, Y, and Z. So I repeated what you said. So you saying that I'm being masculine by repeating what you said is just silly and childish. Like it's silly.
Silly and childish.
It's silly. It's silly.
Silly
You walk back.
and childish.
Like you're not illiterate. You're not slow. You know what you walk back. Like let's cut it. Please.
Let's
like,
cut
you
it.
know
Oh, shrug
you were here
shoulders.
what you said.
No, I'm very glad.
Let me keep
I'm very
touching
much
my
glad
hair.
to see y'all suffering. What is the walk back?
Okay, so what are you disagreeing with me?
What did I walk back?
What you tried to bring up the positive aspects of the black women in your life.
No,
So how's that walking back anything?
Okay, you asked me a question.
Shut the whole ass up, man. As soon as you interrupt the whole, she got something to say. But when she interrupts you, it's all, she can run that shit all day.
This point that you're making now means that you weren't trying to throw black women under the bus. No.
What bus?
Here,
I don't have to throw y'all under the bus. Y'all already was laying in the street. I just drove it.
Oh, you didn't have to, but you did it. That's a fucking factor.
I know,
So
and then I
what?
backed up, and then I drove over again.
So again, what are you arguing with me
You
about?
walked it back to the
No,
Like, what are you arguing with me about?
Two things can be true at the same time. I can be a fucking right under Jesus.
You're not right under Jesus.
See, you're talking again.
You blaspheming right now.
You are not right under Jesus.
You blaspheming right now.
Applicant bills, super chats. Next question, please.
You a lie.
Like, please, you're not right under
It's a
Jesus.
lie.
I don't know everything. I know that you ain't right under Jesus.
You're not. You know what I know? Okay, cool. So I'm not right under Jesus in your opinion. I know that Jesus. I know for a fact that Jesus did not say the way that Neve is living his life, the way you support me, is according to his will.
Supporting what? What do you think I'm supporting?
I know for a fact that Jesus is disappointed in what the fuck y'all talking about.
What do you think I'm supporting it?
Jesus might be. Jesus told me I need to do a little bit of work on my cousin.
You gotta get that conversation you have with those other black women. You gotta get that out your head. That's not this one.
I know for a fact Jesus ain't happy with y'all.
That's not this one. You gotta take it up with the other black women you was talking
I'm gonna
to.
tell you what I
Yes,
told
it is.
earlier. I
Yes,
did
it
divine
is.
intervention last night. Jesus whispered in my ear. He said, "You know what? You
Some of us down these super chats.
Hold on, Quinn. That wasn't Jesus. That was the
divine
devil.
intervention."
That wasn't Jesus. That
Oh
wasn't Jesus.
no!
When Jesus goes Queen.
That was a demon.
Hallelujah.
That was a demon, and he wasn't whispering. He was talking to you in the same voice.
You know
that
what's
you
so
talking to
that's
us
part
in.
about a divine intervention? Is
He
that
was
my
talking to
relationship
us in
with
the
God
same voice
isn't
that
your
you talking to
relationship
us
with God. You
in.
can
That
never
was not
dispute
Jesus.
that.
That was a demon.
If you're gonna try and disprove that, then your relationship with God is just as fraudulent, mister. That's how it
You
goes.
can call it what you want.
Divine
Listen,
intervention.
listen,
It's
listen.
logic. Look it
Listen.
up.
I know what demons was talking to you is the same
Oh,
way that
you
was
were there in
talking
my
to you.
bed last night.
It was
You
talking.
was
No,
sleeping
no.
with
The
me.
man mindset was in your bed last night.
Whoa!
Fuck is you talking about, man? Don't nothing make me more hotter than a bitch interrupting a nigga who making valid points and she can't stand to be wrong, so she keep pushing the point. Even to the point that nigga's such a whole nigga that he ain't like a woman for real. Just trying to push a point just to push that bitch. That's some woman shit, my boy. A nigga just be like, bro, I see this shit ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna use logic, rationale, common sense. This shit ain't going nowhere. A woman to keep on just to win. I don't win at nothing, so I'm gonna win this. What did you get for it? Blood pressure up? Huh? What you got? Nothing to show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode